I went ahead and did this tutorial for you guys. You guys have been asking for this for a while. Every time I seem to post a picture similar to this kind of look on my Instagram, you guys beg for a tutorial. I had something similar up on my channel. I think at least 2 or 3 tutorials that were very much like this, but you guys insisted, so ask and you shall receive. I hope you guys enjoy the tutorial. It's basically just a really simple bronzy eye makeup look, bronzy cheeks, curled my hair. Nothing super special, to be honest, but a lot of you guys really wanted this tutorial, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you guys in a little bit. So I already outlined my brows with Anastasia's brow pencil in Brunette, and then I'm going to go ahead and use my MAC's eyeshadow in Espresso with an angled brush, and I'm just feathering this through. This is usually what I do with my brows when I don't feel like going all out with a dip down brow. It really just depends on how I feel, to be honest. I would say 50% of the time I'm doing my brow this way, 50% of the time I'm doing it with my dip down fluid line from MAC, which yes, you will get a tutorial on, I promise. I'm literally just doing this for time's sake, just because I don't feel like going all out today. So some of you had asked me to actually include this in a tutorial, so there you go. Then I just kind of blend out the color, and then I just set everything with a clear brow gel, also from Anastasia. Sometimes I use a tinted one. It depends if I want my brows softer that day, but generally this gives me an overall really great polished brow, and I love it. So it goes with any look that I would decide to do for that day. My brows look clean and polished, and I love it. And then of course you must prime your eyes. I'm personally going to use my NARS, my NARS primer. This is my favorite primer right now. Well, it's been for a while. I kind of like it better than the Urban Decay, to be honest. It's a lot smoother, and any days when I feel more tired, I feel like my eyelids look darker, like there's not enough circulation happening in my eyes. Today would be one of those days, so I'm sorry if I'm looking hella sleepy, but as you can tell, this kind of maybe neutralizes my lid a little bit. I don't know how to explain it, but it just kind of neutralizes my lid a little bit without adding too much of a yellow tone that most neutralizing primers do. So there you go. We're going to be using mostly MAC eyeshadows today. I wore this look yesterday, but whatever. I'm going to go ahead and do it today. I really don't care. It doesn't make a difference to me. I loved the look, so I don't mind doing it again. We're going to start with soft brown, which is this one right here. So we're just popping this onto our above the crease, orbital bone area, that's what I like to call it. This is going to be our best friend color, quote unquote. Using a fluffy crease brush from Sigma. Yeah, the E40. Yeah, E40. Just doing an all over light fluffy blending here, because this is going to be our blending color. Do that on both sides. Super easy. This look is a lot easier than it seems. I don't know, some people think I put in like hella effort to do this, but ever since I started wearing a look similar to this at work, everybody at work asks me what I'm wearing, and then on top of that, everybody on my Instagram asked me what I was wearing, so I guess I'll do the tutorial, I know. Then I'm gonna go ahead and pick up Amber Lights, also from MAC. All the eyeshadows we're using today are MAC, so I'm just gonna name the colors, okay? This one's Amber Lights. It's a very nice amber gold, exactly how it sounds. And I'm just popping this all over the lid, 3/4 of the way. So inner corner to 3/4 of the way. If you have a really good lid space, I strongly suggest putting a lighter gold in the middle, or not the middle, I'm sorry, the inner area, something like Woodwinked, Gold Mine, something like that, like a lighter gold. But I kind of like the way amber looks on my personal skin tone. But if you want to add more dimension, by all means use a lighter color in the middle and then blend it to a fade. I don't know what it is about a really good bronzy eye color, but it just works sometimes with tan skin. Then I'm just going to fade out the edges a little bit with the same fluffy crease brush from earlier, just to kind of blend everything together. If you hear a lot of rustling, don't mind that. It's just Kilo, my new puppy. He's rustling in his crate right now, playing with his toy. So, excuse the little noise racket that you hear. Then I'm going to take Copper Ring, which is this kind of reddish, fiery kind of color right there. It's not copper really to me. It's a lot richer than a copper, but it's pretty much a copper color. And that's going to go on the outer edge, just to add some warmth. You can do a warmer bronzy shade if you want. I used Mulch at some point mulch is this one right here. It's a little bit warmer, so you can use that one if you want. I just, I like the reddish brown tint that I get when I use copper ring. So I'm going to pop that on the outer half. I'm going to take a 217, and then I'm going to go in with brown script, which is this reddish brown color right here. This is probably one of my favorite crease colors ever. And I'm just going to fade this right into the crease. Very light hand, kind of circular motions on the outer edge, and then fading it inward all the way, like 3/4 of the way in. You can go all the way in if you want to. It really depends on your eye shape. My eye shape, I like to make it go out more this way, so I focus more of the darkness on the outside. So I'm just using kind of little baby blendy motions here, windshield-ish if you will. And then again, taking the same blending brush and just kind of fading the edges a little. Just like that. Just to add a lot of, it adds a lot of warmth to the crease. I love brown script. If y'all ain't picked that up yet, you need to. It's one of the best crease colors in my opinion. It just really, really warms up the crease a lot. And then again, 3/4 of the way through. Blend, blend, blend. I'm using a very light hand, so just in case you guys are wondering. Pressure is something I teach a lot at work. When I do like my little mini consultations, I really teach how to blend when it comes to that kind of thing. A really light hand goes a long way, so keep that in mind. Some people are wondering, oh, how do you get that nice diffuse effect? You either blend the shit out of it or you use a really light hand while you're blending. So keep that in mind. Start off with a little bit of color, work your way more intense. If you apply too much, it's a lot harder to blend. So it's better for you to like just do a couple dabs into the eyeshadow and then work your way in. If you want to make it darker, just like how you see me doing now, I keep going kind of back and forth. That to me is one of the best ways as a beginner to learn how to add color. It kind of just becomes your way of adding color. You learn about your eyes, you learn about your eye shape and how colors blend on you and brands that you like. So just keep in mind, use a really light hand when you're using your brush, when you're blending. Don't go too far up into here. Like if you are more higher up like this onto your handle, you're going to get a more dense application. If you are more light on the ends, you're going to get a lighter application, okay? A lot of people ask me about that. Oh, how do you get your eyeshadow so blended, blah, blah, blah. Because sometimes I feel like there are times I even overblend. But I don't mind that. I don't mind a softer look. Depends on your preference, I suppose. But yeah, definitely keep that in mind where you're placing your hand, the kind of brushes you're using, and the kind of hand that you're using. Going to go ahead and take Embark from MAC as well again, and just kind of balling this onto the outer edge just to add some depth. You may use a black if you would like, or a warmer brown than this. This has a little bit of a red tint to it, so I just like how it warms up the edges for me. So I'm literally just applying it there and then taking again the same blending brush and just kind of fading it out a little, just like that. And then this, when my lashes are on and everything, will make much more sense. And then I'm just going to take a little tiny detail brush, again with Embark, the darkest color. And I'm just fading this on the outer, just to kind of darken up my lash line a little bit. It adds a lot of dimension for my eyes, because my eyes are actually super round. So I just kind of like to smoke it up a little bit, just to add some extra shape to my eyeballs. And I don't mind dark makeup actually, so if you don't mind it either, go for it. You can totally skip this part, but part of the reason I do this also is so that the top isn't so top heavy. Even though the colors we're using, there's only like what, 3 colors so far. Even though we're only using so many colors, I just don't want it to be so super top heavy and then nothing on the bottom. It's totally on you though. It's really up to your eye shape. That's just what I like to do. And then for a highlight, as always, I usually take MAC's Vanilla, which is that baby right there. And I'm just going to highlight my brow bone. Highlight my brow at my brow bone. And I just like to kind of, again, very light hand. Even though I'm holding the brush pretty high, I'm really barely touching my brow. Brow bone, sorry. And then I usually just kind of fade it out a little bit so it doesn't look so harsh. Because vanilla can get a little, well, it is very pigmented, so I just like a softer application. And I would use a fluffy brush. Someone told me once, oh, why don't you just use a fluffy brush so that it applies softer. Part of the reason I use a flat eyeshadow brush like this is so that I can really get in there. So that's just a personal preference. you're more than welcome to use a fluffy brush to fluff it in there. Alrighty, we are pretty much done with the eyeshadow. As far as liner and everything, oh sorry, hella loud. I'm going to use the ones I always gravitate towards. For my daily eyeliner, I use either one of these two pencils, either Sephora or MAC. But today I'm going to use my liquid liner on my top lash line because I'm wearing lashes. Use whatever liner you want. I'm going to go ahead and do my liner, slap my lashes on, which are going to be red cherries. And then I'll be back. Okay, so here are the finished eyes with my liquid liner from Stila. Ugh. I'm using my liquid liner from Stila. You can't even see it. This is how much I use it. You can't even read the labels anymore. And then I did my waterline with black lace from Sephora, which is their newer 12-hour contour liner. And then I just kind of blended a little bit underneath because my lashes were acting up. Normally I don't have to do that, but today I just kind of had to for some reason. And I just used my MAC False Lashes mascara because I'm trying to get rid of it. I'm going to go ahead and do my foundation and then I will be back. For foundation, I went ahead and used my Urban Decay Naked. That's what's on all over. I also did a foundation routine for that, so that will also be up. So I did my Urban Decay Naked foundation. I'm in shade 7.0. If you guys don't catch what I'm listing right now, everything will be listed down below, of course. And then I finished it off with my Sephora powder, my favorite, my Microsmooth. And then I contoured a little bit with my NYX Matte Bronzer in Dark Tan. You guys know I love this stuff. Mentioned this in a couple of my favorites videos already. And then for my cheeks, I just used Gold Deposit from MAC, which is a really great bronzing color. I mentioned this in my last favorite, so this is like my favorite combination right now. And then I highlighted with Dior's Amber Diamond, which is like the best highlighter ever in life. So that's the combination of my cheek color at the moment. I don't have anything on my lips. I'm about to put that on right now for you. I'm going to use MAC's Etcetera lip liner. I already put some lip balms. I'm just kind of blotting that off a little bit. And I normally would use a warmer lip color, but today I'm going to use more of a nude. Just to kind of matte out my lips a little bit. Oh, ow. And then I'm going to top it off with MAC's Oh Baby. This was an oldie but goodie. I love this lip gloss. It's still one of my favorites. It's been a favorite of the month. So this will be featured in my June favorites pretty soon. I just love the really light sheen that it gives. So it's perfect for a bronzy look. So yeah, I did my hair, so finally my hair doesn't look like a hot ass mess. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and the tutorial. Finally, I know y'all have been wanting this look for a minute. I probably posted it like twice and a ton of you asked for a tutorial. I have something so similar to this on my YouTube channel already, but I do it because I love you guys. Okay, you guys enjoy the video and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!